Hi, I'm Jenny Robertson, founder of the On Purpose Woman Global Community and founder and publisher of On Purpose Woman magazine. I'm here to share the speaker portion of our Connections After Hours gathering of the On Purpose Woman Global Community. Mary E. Knippel is speaking on The Story That Matters. Mary is the soul story writer, award-winning author, writing mentor, and retreat facilitator. She helps transformational leaders articulate their soul's wisdom and express themselves through virtual and in-person events, including the 3-day Wise Woman Wisdom Retreat coming up in November of 2023, or by being part of the co-author book written in her own words, launching in July of 2024, so that they can grow their business, attract clients, and leave a legacy beyond this lifetime. You can visit Mary's website at yourwritingmentor.com, and that link is also in the text of this video. Welcome, Mary. You're on.
Thank you. Who here has a story? Who here has a story that matters and would make a difference if you shared it? Maya Angelou says that there is no greater agony than having an untold story inside you. Welcome to The Story That Matters. Thank you, Jenny, for your commitment to the On Purpose Woman Global Community, learning about their stories. And I acknowledge all of you for being here today and having the courage to learn about that story that matters. Can I tell you why I'm so passionate about stories that matter? I've been a journalist for years. And I wanted to be just like Irma Bombeck and Barbara Walters. Irma wrote about real life. She not only wrote about making the pot roast, she wrote about burning the pot roast. And Barbara Walters really talked intensely to people. Sometimes they cried. Sometimes when I'm working with someone, they may start crying. And usually I'm crying with them, because that means that we've gotten to the heart and soul of what it is that they are here to talk about. But I was told, you're not really a writer. You're just a bored housewife. You don't belong here. To which I replied, I am a writer. And I realized I wasn't getting my story out of my journals and into print so that my stories could make a difference. And after many attempts, I published The Secret Artist, Give Yourself Permission to Let Your Creativity Shine, which is my memoir. And I've been blessed to be able to help other writers become authors through my work and as the compiler of Written in Her Own Words, the co-author book. I'm going to give you everything I can in the time I have allowed. But for those of you who know you want my eyes on your words, don't worry, I'll let you know how we can do that later. My story is the story that matters. Can we all say that together? My story is the story that matters. Imagine you've written your story and people are coming up to you and they're quoting you to you. They're telling you how much what you wrote meant to them, the impact it had on them, what they learned from what you wrote, and how it taught them something that they could do differently in their life. They could accomplish something they didn't think was possible until they read what you wrote. Now think about authors that you have loved. When we were talking before, many of you mentioned that you love to read. So I'm going to invite you to think about those authors and maybe put a couple of them in the chat. What they taught you has made a difference in your life? Does anybody want to share their authors? Let me go into the chat and see. Nancy Drew. I don't know the Carolyn author. What did she write? Oh, she's the author. Okay, I guess I recognize the title. And Judy Blume. Just think about if they had decided, "Oh, who wants to read my stuff? Who am I to be doing this? Nobody's going to care if I publish." If those were the voices in their head and they let them be stopped from sharing, you wouldn't have had those books to read. And Barbara Kingsolver, oh yes, what I've read of hers. So you had that foundation of the authors that influenced you. And those were the stories that mattered to you. Now let's think about how you can find the greatest story that you haven't shared. And some of you like to write and some of you haven't mentioned writing at all, but we are going to do some writing. And I want you to just let your imagination come out to play. We invite you to let your pen move across the page, pretend you're taking dictation from your soul, from the universe, whoever, so that it's automatic writing. And we'll do this for a couple of minutes, that you're just going to make a list. You're going to let the words flow. The only rule is to keep your hand moving. Make a list of the life events that have impacted you. And don't stop to prioritize or put them in order, or is this really something that deserves to be on the list? It doesn't matter what the world may have. I categorized it. It's what influenced you. And then I'd love to see a couple in the chat, because we can be changed by any number of things, but it's what it did in your life that's significant. That's how you find your story that matters. So I'm going to give you a chance to do some writing here. And take this a minute. I'll go in and look at your authors. Oh, great. Anybody want to put anything in the chat? Life events? Oh, a parent passing away when you're young. That would alter you. And do you mean your mother passed away when you were young? Oh, when you think about um oh, Bessie being connected with the spirit and bumping into something physically that wasn't physical in the dark. That your intuition had kicked in. Going from sorority girl to hippie girl. Oh, that sounds like a short story. I love it. So using that list, you've already started. Yeah, the greatest story that you've never told if you haven't used that as a catalyst for talking about something. Oh yeah. Bat mitzvah, first day of nursery school, somebody's suicide, celebrating ballet. Yeah. Everything. Yes. There, the major stresses in their life, loss of a job, loss of a loved one, a major move, catastrophic illness, divorce. Those are biggies. But everything has a potential to be a life-changing experience that has changed us and given us wisdom. Journaling is my superpower to help get those ideas out of your head and onto the page. It's also how you can develop a consistent writing practice to create content, to maintain your relationship with yourself and your readers. And sometimes it turns out to be a list, but you use what's on the list to create your own writing prompts. You can mine that list for things to write about. A one-room elementary school, and being the only child in third, fourth, fifth, and sixth grade. Whoa, that is a one-room schoolhouse. So as an example, one of my clients is an accountant, and she knew a book would help her business, but she didn't know what to write about, where to start. And after working together, we realized that she had a great foundation growing up in the grocery business, and how crucial that relationship with numbers was, not just financially, but the significance of the price of a can of beans and what it meant to a household. So now, because she's got that foundation, she's not only writing her book, she's building a whole new part of her business on that confidence in knowing that she has a story to share and connects her story with the universal story of who she's here to serve. Excuse me. Problem is, we've been told that our stories don't matter. We've been told that we should do what we do best. We should be quiet, be invisible, be in the background. That we don't have anything to contribute. That our stories are just, little insignificant things. And by all means, do not include your personal story in business. And I'm here to say that I believe the opposite is true, that your personal story is the heart and the soul of your business. And more often than not, it's your why. It's what drives you, what it has formed the passion that you have to do what you're doing. And sometimes the story evolves, just the way Joanne was talking about all the different ways that she has been visible in the world with what she was bringing to the table. Sometimes it takes a while before we grow into having the courage and the confidence to talk about, I'm here to help you do this. That's what I'm finally talking about. I can help you write your story. I have this knack for helping you get what's in your head onto the page. And I strongly lean on my intuition to lead me to ask the questions that will help you understand, oh, I can write about this. Somebody needs this. And I know that I'm not always the one that comes up with the questions. I'm listening to the universe. I'm the conduit and the catalyst for your story to be out there. You have a story that you are not sharing. You have a story that you are not sharing that someone else is waiting to hear. They need to hear it from you. You may struggle not knowing where to start or what to say. I understand how vulnerable that is. As a journalist and a journaler for a long, long time, it's scary to put your words out there. But I guarantee
I'm sure I understand.
there's somebody that needs your story, because you and your story represent hope to those who are seeking a solution to a situation that gave you tools to be who you are. Hope to those who are seeking a solution to a situation that has made you who you are. The insight we've learned today is that you do have a story that matters if you have the courage to share it. The universe has already given you that story. The question is, what are you going to do with it? I created a virtual 90-minute workshop, Discovering My Untold Story, as a safe container to help you take the leap into going deeper with that story. I'll be there to listen, to ask you questions. I'll use my 40 years as a journalist to guide you to go deeper in discovering and crafting your untold story. You just show up and your soul will give you the answers. You will know what to write. You will know who your story is meant for. For only $97, you will walk away with a strategy to finally get the story out of your head and onto the page. The next one is October 2nd, 2:30 Pacific. This is a virtual 90-minute event. There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside of you. Your story is the story that makes a difference. And someone needs your story. Someone is waiting for your story right now. You can register for Discovering My Untold Story at yourwritingmentor.com/untold story. It's been an honor and a privilege to be with you today. Mary Knippel, the Soul Story Writer. Happy writing to you all. Do we have any questions?
Thank you, Mary. I want to ask everybody to unmute yourself so we can applaud Mary and thank her for her wonderful wisdom and her great questions and the opportunity to come up with that list. So yay, Mary, thank you, thank you, thank you. And we will take questions, but we're going to take those off camera. So I'm going to wrap up the Facebook Live and thank anyone watching this in our On Purpose Women Global Community Facebook group or on our YouTube channel, and who wants to connect with Mary. Her website is, a link is in the text of this video, as is the link for my website, where you can go and find out about the On Purpose Women Global Community and read On Purpose Woman magazine. Thanks again for watching.